Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this week's update, which is actually for once not called an update on the page, although it is still tagged as a game update. It says this week in RuneScape, and it is another ninja strike. But before we get into it, I just wanted to let you guys know why this video was delayed a bit. Didn't come out on Monday like usual, and basically it's because I died on my hardcore here, and I just didn't feel like making a video, so I will quick chat the where the hell is it? Oh my god, I have used one hardcore Iron Man life. So I did die. It was at Virago, and it was completely my own fault. I will make a second video tonight after this to go over the clip and put that in my hardcore series. So yeah, I have died once now, and I don't know, it's really weird dying on a hardcore. Like I've had a hardcore in the past, which was actually less far along than this one is, but still has like turmoil and stuff like that. And I've died twice on that one, but it's still a hardcore, and I just haven't played it. I don't really know why. I don't know. It just feels like super demotivating to die, even though I honestly didn't lose a whole lot of important things. It's just, you know, going on knowing that I now have a death on the account, and I'm 2 deaths away from losing the status and all that. I don't know. It's not like I'm gonna end the series, I don't think. But I might not play as much within the next couple weeks, especially because Halo 3 has just dropped on PC, and I'm definitely gonna be playing that quite a bit. But yeah, sorry for the delay on the video, but I did die on my hardcore, which kind of put a damper on things for me, for sure. But like I said, more to come in a video later about that. Anyways, talk about the update now. I was just in my house because I didn't want anyone to say some BS about my death or whatever, my quick chat. This was a ninja strike number 8. Wasn't expecting another one this quickly, but it doesn't have as many things in it as the previous ones, I don't think. But this one they are labeling as one of the player advocacy group update clusters. I don't even know what word to put there, but these were updates apparently worked on or suggested or however it went by the player advocacy group. And they go through the whole thing, what the group is and all that. But the main things that have come out are you can now convert your Meerkat scrolls or your Meerkat pouches into scrolls, just like any other summoning familiar. I'll be honest with you, I thought you could do that already. I really didn't know that that was not something that was possible at this point. But yeah, that's nice now. I figured honestly that was already the case, but good for Iron Man, I guess, and maybe it'll lower the prices a bit for main accounts of the scrolls. They're actually more useful than you might think, especially for things like Master Clues, where the monsters you have to fight are rather high HP and can be a bit annoying. Using these will skip those fights entirely, which is very nice to have. So that is nice. Something, again, that I wasn't even aware wasn't a thing. Next up, this is something I've seen complained about on Reddit. I never really understood why people are so upset about it, but basically the War Priest armor you get at God Wars Dungeon 1, I think only the Sarah and Zami ones had a boosted drop rate if you received them during the first world event, or if you participated in the first world event, which was several years ago at this point. I don't even remember how long ago, but yeah, you would get an increased drop rate, which I didn't. Yeah, like, again, I don't really know how big a difference it made, but for some reason people really were annoyed by that. But they have removed that, and it is they didn't like nerf other people's drop rates. They've just brought everyone up to that boosted rate. So if you hadn't done the world event before, you might see yourself getting more War Priest armor at God Wars 1. So that's something, I guess. Good. The components are obviously good, especially the Zami for your perks. Next up, they have hidden familiars. There are a bunch of new places now where familiars will be hidden instead of making you dismiss them. They listed here, there are 5 new ones. The Falador Party Room and the Runespan, you'll still be able to see your familiars though, but they'll disappear for everyone else, which is interesting. I never really understood why you couldn't bring familiars into the Runespan, but now you can, but they'll be invisible for everyone else, which I didn't even know was something that they had the capability to do. But they don't list here on the main page the 5's areas specifically, but obviously 2 of them are the Falador Party Room and the Runespan. I'm sure the others are in the patch notes that we'll get to. One other thing, here at the Wars Retreat shop, there is a new unlock, which is the Adrenaline Potion Refresh. And literally like last week, I was talking to one of my friends, because me and him have been doing quite a bit of Solok on my main account, and you do, or at least the way we do it, we use our adrenaline pots on phase 4, the final phase of the fight, and we also want to use them at the very start of the fight when we use our ults to begin the fight with. And it was always annoying because we'd have to wait, like a minute-ish for our pots to come off cooldown, and we were like, we wish there was some sort of way to refresh them at Wars Retreat, and literally that is what has come out here. At 2k boss skills, you unlock the Adrenaline Potion Refresh, and basically whenever you use these adrenaline crystals here, you will have your Adrenaline Potion cooldown reset. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Pretty cool thing to have, and definitely useful for that, as well as things like Telos and Rage pushing. If you're not having the most successful time at that, you will be using adrenaline potions on P1 and dying, and you would have normally had to wait, but now you have this option, which is, of course, very, very nice. I'm a little confused. I thought that this patch, or this week in RuneScape bit, would have had the Powerburst potion stuff in it, but I do not see that in here, which is kind of a surprise. I guess those are just in the patch notes. But anyways, there are also some changes to Powerburst potions. Mainly, the big one is the Powerburst of Overkill has been, basically it's had its name changed. It's not even a Powerburst anymore. It's an Adrenaline Renewal potion. Basically the same potion except not a Powerburst. And that is obviously good, because prior to now, the Powerburst potions would all trigger your Adrenaline Potion cooldown, but now they have a separate but shared Powerburst potion cooldown, which is not including this Adrenaline Renewal. So basically the Powerburst of Overkill is now an Adrenaline Potion only, and will not lock out yourself from using the other Powerburst. So you can use an Adrenaline Potion and a Powerburst of, say, Feats or Vitality. Those are probably the 2 main ones you'd use for PVM. And yeah, those are going to be pretty cool to have. The main problem with this is that the 2 icons on the buff bar for those cooldowns are the exact same. They definitely need to make a distinction between the Adrenaline Potion cooldown and the Powerburst cooldown on the debuff bar. But other than that, very, very nice to see. It took them long enough to change that. Like, it's pretty wild. Basically, nobody would ever use any of the other Powerburst potions for anything. Or, well, no, they would use them for some things like the acceleration you could use for like clues and agility course and big game hunter and stuff. But during combat, like bossing and stuff, you'd never use any of the other Powerburst potions. But now the ones like Powerburst of Feats can be used for, DPS checks at Solok, and something like the Vitality can be used for tanking high amounts of damage if necessary. So definitely some good stuff that you can add in now that these are usable. Other than that, they relist here the Wars Retreat edition of the Adrenaline cooldown. One thing that's actually quite nice for clue hunters out there is the Globetrotter shorts have now been changed to allow you to signal Yuri rather than performing an emote. So you are now able to do your emote clues while you're in combat, which is a huge change. Of course, if you're surging, bladed diving around, a lot of the time when you get to your emote clue spot, you will have to go ahead and stand around for a little bit before and wait till you drop out of combat. But no longer. You can now just signal Yuri with your Globetrotter shorts and get him to show up. So very nice thing there, that little buried in the patch notes. I like that. And let me see, general, they don't have, I think, anything important. Yeah, so that's everything in the main part. They also have one thing about Hardcore Iron Man, funnily enough. Basically, they've removed the permadeath from Hardcore Iron Man. So if you die and you have no lives left, you will always just revert to Iron Man. I don't know if they've removed the Jar of Divine Light on its own, or like they've removed the Jar of Divine Light item at all, or if it's, I guess probably not, because the Jar of Divine Light, I think you're still going to be able to use to revert to a normal Iron Man at a time of your choosing, I believe. So that's still going to be an option, but it is no longer needed to retain your account. It was always a little strange that you could have your account basically get deleted, but I don't really see the need to change it. I guess maybe some people might have died and not known that that was a thing, but who knows? I mean, like, obviously it's different on old school, so that might be where people get the confusion from. But yeah, that's now a thing if that's important to you. But it's kind of a significant thing with that is if you did have a hardcore that permanently died, it's now been resurrected apparently, and you can log back into it. Although I'm not sure if that's actually the case or not. That's just what they said on Reddit. Other than that, there is, of course, the patch notes. I don't think that there was too much in here that I remember exactly. They say Telos's Lesser Anima Bomb attack will no longer continue to damage players at the start of Phase 5. I hadn't encountered that for a very long time. I thought that that was fixed a while ago, but maybe not. Oh, one big one actually that I really, really liked was the change to Destroy when used after Greater Barge. Previous to now, Destroy would go into its normal animation if used after Greater Barge and then would do the bleed. But since it's doing its normal animation and Greater Barge, you can't be 100% sure you got your bleed off every time. You might need to wait and waste like a tick or two to verify that you actually got the bleed off and you're not continuing to do your destroy. Otherwise, you might interrupt it and that would be annoying. It's now been changed to be the same lean back bleed animation that the assault and flurry abilities already had. So it will be much easier to tell if you are bleeding your destroy or not. I was really happy to see that. I always thought it was a bit confusing that Destroy didn't have that same animation, and I think that's a very nice little change there that went unnoticed in the patches a little bit, although there was one person on Reddit who was actually complaining about it, which I was shocked to see. I don't see how it could be anything but good. I mean, obviously it would be a little beneficial if they all had their own animation, but that's not going to happen, I don't think. So yeah, I think that's a very nice thing, and that's pretty much it for the update stuff this week. Pretty decent batch of a lot of random fixes in there. Main significant ones, of course, are the Powerburst potion changes and this new adrenaline cooldown reset. Some very cool things there. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Look out for another video, quite soon with my death clip, and I'm going to, just go over it and, talk about it. It should be pretty depressing. I hope you're looking forward to that. Thanks for watching. I'll continue to have the weekly update videos. I don't know if I'll have a hardcore video this weekend or not. Kind of depends if I, how much I play, but we'll have to see. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.